In this tutorial, you will learn how to navigate the ALEKS system. When you first enter your class, you will take a brief tutorial on how to use the system. Then you will complete an initial knowledge check. It is important that you take your time and do your best on this knowledge check, but do not use outside resources, or you will begin getting questions that you are not yet ready to learn. When you finish your knowledge check, you will see your ALEKS pie. This represents how much you already know in the course. Do not be upset if that number is very low. You have just started the course and that number should be fairly low. Each section of your pie is broken down into separate topics. On the left, we can see that the different shades mean different things. The darkest part of your pie, in this case the dark orange, would represent topics that I've mastered in my knowledge check, whether that's my initial assessment or knowledge checks I get along the way. The lighter color of orange, as you can see here, are topics that I have learned, but I have not yet been assessed in my knowledge check. The gray bar that you see are topics that are in the real numbers and algebraic expressions topic that I am not yet ready to learn. Once you have taken a look at your pie, you will continue your path. In your learning mode, there are several areas that you will want to understand. The first is that you are learning about whatever topic is at the top of your page. In this case, Introduction to the Power of a Product Rule of Exponents. As you can see, this is the explanation of how to use that product rule. Once you've had a chance to review that information, you can practice. If you don't feel that you are ready for practice yet, you do have some resources here. If you have an icon that looks like this, that means that you have a video tutorial that you have access to. This one is your ebook, so that will go to the page of the topic that you are learning. And the last is to email instructor. It will send the picture of the question that you are working on to your instructor, but in addition, it's important that you explain to your instructor what answer you're getting or what issue you are having. You might also end up with more than just those three. The professor of your class does have the opportunity to add additional resources, so be on the lookout for any of those resources. Once you have practiced, pay attention to the bar in the upper right corner. This is your progress bar. It tells you how many correct problems you need to complete the topic. Notice that you do need to get 5 correct in a row in order to move on to the next topic. If you get the first one right and then the second one, they give you a bonus. And if you get the third one right without any help, you can go straight through. It does not hurt you to click on the explain. It does hurt you to get a question wrong. So please do not hesitate to click on the explain how to do this button as you are practicing. To stay on track, you will complete objectives. The objectives in this course are weekly and probably called modules. As you can see, when you are in a learning objective, you can click on the drop-down menu that is just to the right of the house, and it will give you several other topics that you can work on. So if you've worked on a topic for a while and you're feeling frustrated and need to move on to something else, feel free to click the drop-down menu and click on something else that you can work on. You'll notice in this course, not the one that you're seeing here, but in the course that you are in, that these will have a lock on them, and that means that I cannot work on chapter 1 because I am in chapter 2. So if I am in week 2 or 3 of my course and this is the module that I'm supposed to be working on, ALEKS will not let me go backward or go forward until I have mastered all of the topics in this particular module that I am working on. You can also use our filters, so you can see to the right that there are filters, so feel free to play with those. Again, if you would like to switch to another topic, click on the drop-down menu here, and you can see the other topics that you are ready to learn. Remember that eventually you will come in contact with a knowledge check, and a knowledge check will ask you questions, possibly about things you've already learned and possibly about things that you have not yet learned. It is similar to your initial assessment, but should not take quite as long. But I encourage you to do very well on that assessment. If you get a question wrong that you have previously learned, ALEKS will add that topic back to your PI. Your timeline is an important view for you to use in this course because it can help you to know exactly what you have left to do to complete your assignment by the due date. So in the view here, obviously Sunday is when these topics are due. This particular student has 20 topics left to get up to the 96 topics that are due on Sunday. So 20 topics left, meaning they have mastered 76 already and need an additional 20. Here in the corner, you can see there is a next knowledge check. You can click this to determine when your next knowledge check will occur. If you need more time to review, you can delay that knowledge check for up to 24 hours. So if you are working on a deadline, let's say it's Saturday and everything is due Sunday at midnight, you can delay that so that you can continue to work on Saturday. Clicking on the hamburger menu on the top left brings up the menu you can see on the left side of your screen. Your assignments are only your modules. You will never have to complete a worksheet. So if you do click on the worksheet, it will create a worksheet for you, but your instructor will not need for you to turn that in. The calendar should have the due dates of each of your modules. Your gradebook should show you what points you have earned in each of the modules so far. And of course, you can play around with the reports as well. In order to be successful in ALEKS, it is suggested that you do not wait until the last minute. It will be harder to catch up, especially if you have to do a knowledge check. Log in every day if you are able. Do not wait and only log in once a week, or you will feel overwhelmed by the amount of work that you will have to do within ALEKS. Please do take your time on knowledge checks. If you do well on your knowledge check, you will have mastered topics. If you do not do well on your knowledge check, that will increase the amount of time you will have to spend in ALEKS to relearn those topics. Here are some resources that are available to you through ALEKS. This includes the technical support and the times that they are available, as well as frequently asked questions and users' guides.